We were walking past each other every day, going through the exact same thing, not knowing in a few months' time we're going to be playing siblings.
I'd go, cool, well, I'm going to do that 100 times so that I'm so comfortable with that feeling so that when I'm in a situation that matters, I can handle it.
It's like our podcast. It's fun and deep. What we ask?
I'm so excited for today's guest. We have a very dear friend of mine. He is one of Home and Away's favourites. I want to say that.
Yay, you said it.
He was on Home and Away. He played my brother on Home and Away. And we're actually also real life housemates.
Yeah, and
We've got Luke Vanos, everyone.
Howdy.
Thanks for coming in.
Oh, this is great. It's cool.
Bit of fun.
I want to know, so you guys were real life housemates, not on the show.
Yep.
Firstly, also, I'm really excited to hang out with you because I don't think we've actually hung out properly in real life.
No, yeah.
Either.
We've crossed paths a lot, but never really hung out.
Oh, and I want to talk about crossing paths as well. There's so much to talk about with you. But do you have any funny stories of you and Sammy? I heard a little birdie told me that you guys had some experiences living together.
Yeah.
You can throw me under the bus.
I
It's
have
fine.
so many. Like,
Here we go. We're
endless,
ready.
Just like vacuuming the roof.
What? Wait.
I need to get I have footage of all of this.
Pause and rewind. Vacuuming the roof, like outside on the...
No, inside, like just the roof inside
The kitchen.
the
You know, and
sure.
there must have been dusty or something.
Okay.
kitchen. No, it was the flies.
Sucking up the flies.
What are those kitchen, the flies that are on
fruit
fruit?
flies.
Yeah, the fruit flies. Yeah, you were like trying to vacuum.
I didn't even know that. That's so funny.
Yeah, no, that was a crazy time because I just moved to Sydney and I had just started the show and I think I had like a month in a hotel and then I was struggling to find somewhere, moved into like a share house with like 10 people for a couple of weeks and I was like, this is not working. And Sam was like, dude, I got a spare room, come with me. And then I lived with you and that was, it was great, but I think
so much fun.
we got to know each other really quick. Obviously, working all day together and then living together. It was
really fun. What are you laughing at?
It was good. It was good. It was great. We learned a lot actually. I think the coolest thing that we discovered was we actually had briefly crossed paths.
Yes.
Like months before. I feel like that's a whole story in itself. So
yeah, go for it.
A couple months before I got Home and Away, my father passed away super suddenly. And what was the hospital?
It was like Box Hill Hospital.
Box Hill Hospital. And the whole time we were there, I was there with my family. There was this other family there that was in the same... What's the ward called?
We were grieving my stepdad. He was dying of cancer at the time.
Yep.
And we were at the hospital. And you take it away.
Well, we were both at the hospital. We're on the same floor, like sitting kind of rooms apart. And so my family was there and your family there. And my family, I didn't know who Sam was. We hadn't met at this point. And so me and my family were talking like, oh, this family's going through the same thing as us and blah, blah, blah. And then it was only when we were living together that we were talking and we realized, oh, wow, that was you. And, and this is in Melbourne. It's not even in Sydney. Like it's,
It's crazy. I got
crazy.
goosebumps. It was so weird because we
insane.
were talking about it and then we're like, oh, wow, my stepdad was dying of cancer at the same time. And then we realised it was the same floor. And then he realised, oh, your family was the one on the left. Like you have heaps. And I was like, it was so crazy.
It's crazy.
We were walking past each other every day, going through the exact same thing, not knowing in a few months' time we're going to be playing siblings. And being housemates.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
Because when I got the audition for Home and Away, it said the character had just lost his dad and was coming to find like his long lost sister. And I was like,
Wait a second.
This is crazy how real this is.
I didn't know that that's how your character came into the Bay as well. So that was like art imitating life then. But you guys didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Because you hadn't... Whoa, that's nuts.
Isn't that wild?
Super crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I
why it's so
also,
special.
because when I was 12 as well, I also learned that I had an older sister from my dad's previous marriages. So I also had the experience as the character and in real life of discovering this family that I hadn't known about. And so it was so personal and real that I was like, this is crazy. Like you have to cast me for this role.
What was the audition process like to becoming Xander?
It was lockdown in COVID and I was living in a share house with a bunch of mates just going insane trying to work anywhere because like work was so hard unless you worked in like Coles or a supermarket or something. And so we were desperate for anything. And then this audition came through for Home and Away and I was like, oh, this is this is too perfect. So filmed the audition, sent it off, and then I think I was like emailing my agents like every day being like, hey, have you heard? And they were like, no updates. And then they got back to me and they were like, yep, they liked your tape, they want to get you in for a chemistry test. And I was like, sick. And at this point I called my cousin Chris, because he was on Home and Away, and I was like, hey dude, like I got a call back for Home and Away, what do I do? And so we jumped on Zoom and we ran the scene, and it was really just kind of getting comfortable to be able to do the callback. It was basically just like anxiety to like calm the anxieties of doing it, because normally they would fly you to Sydney and do it in person, but because of COVID we did it over Zoom. So yeah, just prepared it, did the chemistry test. It was kind of a bit disorganized. I think they had said, they were like, we haven't done this before either, so it was a lot of in and out of Zoom calls where I was just kind of in a waiting room, you know, downstairs anxiously waiting, and then all of a sudden they'd pop me into a room and it would be a girl that I would read with. We did the scene a couple of times. I'd pop out, wait around, and the whole thing went for a couple of hours. And funnily enough, after getting the job and working on there was a lot of guest characters that came through that I remember reading with the chemistry tests.
That's cool.
There was a woman, Jamaica Vaughan, she was in the chemistry test.
Oh, I love Jamaica.
Yeah. I think Ryan Panizza, he was going for Xander as well. So it's funny how it's all, you know, if it's not that, there's always, you know, something else. So at this point, it's like, I'm going to hear a no. There's down to like 4 or 5 people. I actually had packed my bags as like a little emotional kind of, this is the one, I'm gonna manifest this. So I packed a suitcase, and then I remember just getting a call from my agent. All my friends were in the lounge room, and he was like, are you sitting down? I was like, no, I'm standing up. He's like, well, you got the job. And there's a video of me like cheering and jumping on the kitchen and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy. And then 2 days later, got a call at 5 a.m. and they said, get in the car and drive to Sydney.
Wow.
But yeah, the whole process, it was weird because I wasn't doing anything. I think because I didn't have a job, because I was stuck at home, it was on my mind 24/7.
Sure.
You know, when I'm doing an audition, I go to boxing, or I go to work, or I go do something to get my mind off it. So it was a lot more anxious than a normal audition.
I get anxious too, for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And I've learnt a lot of tools, but I'd love to add to my toolbox. What have you learnt, and what do you use to strip away?
My motivator for facing the anxiety is, I'm going to be in a situation where I can't step aside. You know, I'll be on a telethon panel and I can't go, hey, sorry guys, can I have 5 minutes, because this is a live thing. And so I would go, all right, if that's going to be one day I'm going to be in that situation, I want to be so prepared that I'm so comfortable with that feeling that it doesn't shake me when it matters. And so in circumstances where it doesn't matter, like going out to dinner or something that, you know, is trivially makes you anxious, I'd go, cool, well, I'm going to do that 100 times so that I'm so comfortable with that feeling, so that when I'm in a situation that matters, I can handle it. You know, and that was my motivation, that future me needs me to feel uncomfortable now.
Yeah, that's so good. That's a gem.
I love that. And I've never actually framed it in my mind like that. That's a really cool. I told you he would have pearls of wisdom.
You have lots of pearls of wisdom.
I said to Sam, he's really good at giving advice.
Yeah.
Dude, I just told you to be silly more.
I know. Is that what you said?
No.
Okay. Luke just recently he came over to our house. We had so much fun. Actually, I got very drunk. You were so drunk. I was so drunk. I woke up hungover the next day going, gee, this mum has been out of action.
It's kind of just normal you.
Just giggly. And Luke gave me a brilliant pearl of wisdom when it came to auditions. Did you want to share what that was?
I didn't even, it was only when you text me that I was like, oh, did I think I just said something like, bring more of yourself to the audition. Stop trying to be what you think it is. And because like you're funny and I think I said you're a dickhead or something. And I was like, just be that, you know?
Yes. Anyway, and because like I'm always, obviously you read a brief and you're like, okay, cool, well, I have to be this character. And you do, obviously, but I never really thought to bring myself. Anyway, I took your advice, Luke, and then I got shortlisted. I mean, we don't know yet, but still, it's a nice, nice validation, right?
And that's it. And I think with auditioning, when you get that, the tiniest bits of feedback, you gotta applaud it, you know, because you're doing something right.
Yeah, so it's all thanks to you, because I made my character a little bit more goofy when she probably wasn't supposed to be.
No, that's good.
I think that's the same in life. I think that's great advice for life too, though. Like, I think I get anxious a lot, like I said. And if I sort of apply your theory of just like being more silly or more myself in public or in whatever scenario, that kind of, to me, takes away the fear, because I guess there's a lot of, with me anyway, a lot of people pleasing, or or you're going to get like caught out for being something that you're not. So if you're just yourself, like how fucking liberating.
It is. And it's funny, I never really get anxious about what people think of me. It's funny, I've never really cared. I've always kind of had this kind of carefree mindset of what people think. I think my anxiety comes from this fear of like losing control. It's it's whether I'm in public or not. It's this kind of feel of the feeling of like feeling nauseous and dizzy and all of these things. And it kind of has nothing. And then that in turn, it's like, oh, people see me in that way, as opposed to people see Luke for my personality or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Everyone has a different version of anxiety and what makes them anxious. But for me, like, I'm never anxious, oh, will this person like me or anything? It's usually like, oh, will the anxiety come on and then I'll seem weird?
Yes.
That people will treat me differently.
Yeah.
But not because of my personality, if that makes sense. Like even coming to this today, I was like, oh, what if I start getting anxious and then all of a sudden I'm weird and people think I'm weird because of that?
Yeah.
Not people think I'm weird, but will I have to interrupt the show?
Yeah.
You know? But then, like, you just push through it.
Before you said you were like, I packed my bags for the job on Home and Away to be like, I've got it, like, whatever. But previously, we were chatting off air before and you were saying, nah, I don't manifest it anymore. So what's changed?
Okay, so
look at his little face. Look at his face.
So the packing bags was actually my friend Ethan. He said, you should pack your bags like you've got the job. And I was like, yes, sick, I'm going to manifest this. And I think the difference is then, since I've left Home and Away, is 100 close calls and rejections that I think emotionally make it really hard to manifest, and I think, I don't know, I've tried so many different mental games with every audition of like, okay, maybe if I like there was a NFL show auditioning last year and I had a football that I would like sleep with in my bed, and I'm like, I'm manifesting this, and I'm like, for me now, I'm like, it actually doesn't change the outcome. It's like I think the manifest kind of helps you mentally, and I've noticed, especially since leaving Home and Away and having all these auditions and all these close calls, it's so soul destroying when you get really close and then you miss out, that now I do my best and I go, cool, now everything I can control is done. It's up to the universe, however they want to do it. But I noticed that when I would be hung up on it and then I would not hear or I wouldn't get it, it hurts so much more than if I just went and carried on with my life like the job was done. Even yesterday, like sometimes it's hard, you get a really great audition and you do really well and the feedback's really great and you're like, cool, this is the one, and it's a life-changing thing. You're thinking about the money, you're thinking about moving, and you're like, oh, this is happening. And then it doesn't, and it's like it's a grieving process. You're like grieving a reality that didn't even happen, and it's hard. And I think that, after the last couple of years, the emotional toll has taken away, that I'm like, okay, the way I think isn't going to get me cast. All I can do is do the best job in the audition, crush it, send it off, and then look after my mental health by going and living my life. And if I get a call, great. If I don't, I know I've done the best job. And kind of talking about it before, with auditions, I don't try and book the job anymore. I mean, obviously I do want to book the job, but for me, I'm like, I want to try and do such a good job that I impress whoever watches it. And so if the producers watch it, the casting watch it, and they love the audition, great, my job's done. Because if it's not this, then they'll come back for the next one. And like, when you've been doing this a long time, your auditions are from multiple casting directors. They bring you back for something else. And so as long as the casting directors bring you back, you must be doing something right.
I wanted to ask you, like, something I've been thinking about lately is that, well, we usually ask people at the start of our show, like, we do a deep dive into their career. And then I've been reading this book by Ben Crow. Have you heard of Ben? He's like a mental coach, like a life coach. And he talks about how, like, when you're at parties, if you run out of things to say, you're like, oh, so what do you do? And everyone goes to their job first. And I was like, I'm going to start trying this new thing, because Ben was like, we're human beings, not human doers. And so I'm really curious to know, like, what your being is, like, what your essence is. Like, what do you like to do? I know I did a stalk on your Instagram and you like to travel.
I'm obsessed with it. And I like to travel to kind of places that are a bit left of field and a bit weird and hard to get to and different and not as kind of pre-planned.
Yeah.
And this is not a unique thing. There's a world of the people that, it's backpacking, but some of the highlights of my trip happened because I'd never even heard of this place. You can Google and research a country or a place you're going to travel, but once you're there, you're going to meet someone that's going to tell you this tiny little watering hole or something. And I don't know, that sort of experiencing and seeing something that I've never experienced before, and especially in another culture where it's someone that, what I love to do when I travel is see someone and go, wow, this is someone's home.
Yeah.
Like this is someone's Ringwood. This is someone's Croydon. This is like this, everything they know, this is for them. And I'm like, wow, the world is so big and there's so many different kind of ways of navigating life that I don't know, how do you teach sight to a blind person? We don't even know what possibilities are out there of just ways of living. I think we get stuck in this way of like, oh, we got to finish high school, we got to go to uni, or got to get a job, we got to buy a house, and it's like you can kind of see this way, and that there's nothing wrong with that. But I think we forget that there's completely other lives that you can live. You can do anything, and we see it on Instagram all the time. People live on yachts, or catamarans, or people go live in the jungle, and like you don't have to do the one way. And if you want to do that, that's great. But I think me and my sister always clash about it because she has this very simple way of life. She's like, yeah, I enjoy, just pondering with my plants and hanging out and playing with my dog. And I'm like, dude, there's a whole world out there. Like, don't you want to see it? And she's like, no, I don't really care. And I'm like, it boggles my mind. So I think I've always kind of chased a new experience, a new feeling. And I think that's why acting comes in, because movies and TV shows, you're watching it and you're feeling something, and it's kind of a safe way to express and to feel something. Not as an actor, even as a viewer. We watch a TV show that's going to make us cry, and it feels beautiful. It's cathartic to kind of let those emotions out. Yet if we were in a situation in our personal life, we kind of reject it.
Yeah.
And it's this weird thing that it's kind of peaceful when it happens when you're watching a movie or experiencing art, but it's not when it's our personal life.
How do you go when you've traveled and you love these experiences? How do you go settling at the moment? Because I know that you're just living day to day at the moment. Are you getting itchy feet?
Yeah. Oh, it's just the worst. I think because now is like a really unsettled time in my life, which it kind of always has been. I can't think of a time where actually it was settled. But finishing Home and Away, I packed everything up, sold everything, and everything I owned was in a backpack and just traveled. And I had no plans of stopping and was just auditioning while I traveled. And when work came up, I'd go and do it. I started in South America and traveled all of South America and did an audition for this movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Booked that, flew to Australia, filmed that, and then continued traveling again. And I was like, this is my kind of plan for the next 10 years. And then I'm building a house in Townsville that's as like an investment that has kind of been the worst experience of my life financially, and it's taken a lot of money and a lot of things have gone wrong and it's been drawn out. And so kind of got to this point where I was like, wow, I don't have the savings anymore to be able to keep traveling. And so I'm in this position now where I'm like, well, I've got to finish this house, but I got to pay for it somehow. So I went back to work, and I've been working at a cafe, which is hard. It's honestly like it's been a really hard transition because I think I had worked so long and so hard to kind of get to a place where I wanted to be, that you get it all, and I work on Home and Away for 3 years, and then I go and do this movie, and then all of a sudden I'm back in hospitality, which I do love. I love working in hospitality, always have. It's
fun. We talk to a lot of actors that say a similar thing, like they've worked in LA and they've done this and that, and then they've got then they're cleaning floors at night, and they're like, same.
I had family being like, oh, what's the rich and famous doing here? I'm like, I'm not rich, dude. I'm like, the pay is not great. Like, I'm not, this is, I think it is this weird misconception with actors that actors are famous. And it's like, dude, they're not famous, rich. Yeah. Most actors are not, like, it's, you can get paid really well, but for a very small amount of time. Yeah. And if you add it up over the year and all the time, and then all the money you spend with coaches and auditions and stuff, it's not good money. And I think if you're trying to be an actor for the money, it's not. There's many easier ways to make money.
Don't do it.
Yeah. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
It would be a little bit insane.
Yeah.
You have to create a world outside of acting and outside of that, just so when you're not working and you are at a cafe, working at a cafe, that you're still happy and you're still okay, and because you're like, oh no, like I've actually got a life, I'm a great friend, I'm a great brother, I'm, you know, that sort of stuff.
I've been really fortunate, like, you know, my whole life to have my cousins who are obviously really big actors.
Chris Hemsworth, everyone, and Liam Hemsworth. You may have heard of him. I don't know. They're not big names. Don't worry about it.
They've been like so good in helping with that side of things. You know, I mean, I was even talking to my cousin the other day, being like, dude, this is hard. Like in between jobs, like staying sane. What do you do when you wake up and you've got nothing to do, no schedule? What
advice do your cousins give you in that situation?
Exactly what I'm doing. Have a hobby, have something else, go surfing, have a life outside of acting, because it's you know, a lot of people that have their life dependent on a career.
Yeah.
When your career is not going the way you want, you feel like you lose your self-worth. And especially something like acting, where we're getting judged on the way we speak, the way we look, and all these things. We're like, oh, am I ugly? Am I not, you know, whatever the job needs to be, we get so insecure about, when it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You know, and if we have good friends and stuff outside of it, that, you know, kind of brings us back to reality, that like, oh, just because I didn't get that job doesn't mean I'm a piece of shit or whatever.
Yeah. A question that we usually ask most of our guests on this potty is if there was a time in their lives where they've hit rock bottom and have had to like find a way out of that, and how they've managed to do that. Is there a story or a time in your life where you feel like you've hit the depths of the bottom and you've had to find a way out?
It's hot in here. It's so
it gets hot when you start telling the truth, doesn't it?
I think when I got Home and Away, this not because of Home and Away, but because of so much happened in such a small space of time that I didn't really know how to handle it. So when a couple months before I booked Home and Away, my dad super suddenly passed away. One day was like, oh, I got really bad stomach pains, and I was like, oh, you're I think I called him something inappropriate, and he was like, suck it up, dude. And then like the next week he was like, nah, dude, I got pancreas cancer. And I was like, oh shit, like how bad? And he's like, well, they reckon I might die in like 6 weeks. And I was like, so what do we do? And he's like, I don't know, I'm like kind of figuring this out. Yeah, 6 weeks later he died. And so, and in that he had his own business, like a small not-for-profit recycling company. He didn't even have a will, but he was super young and had nothing prepared. And so in that 6 weeks, it was like, well, hang on, let's fix this business. Let's get you a will. Let's, you know, all while trying to process my emotions. But I felt like that time I didn't not really get to grieve, but I didn't really get to process anything, because I was kind of, a lot of people would depend on me. The rest of my siblings were looking at me as kind of, I was sort of taking care of, you know, his business and with help. But so a lot of that got pushed aside, and then he died, and it was COVID and lockdown, and it was super sad, obviously, but I do think I handled it well. However, when I got Home and Away, I moved to Sydney, was obviously away from all my friends and family, which was fine. I've traveled a lot in my life. That wasn't the issue, nor was grieving with my dad. But I found that I had a girlfriend that we were together with like 6 or 7 years at that point, and she stayed in Melbourne and I had moved to Sydney. And so I was flying back a lot, but we ended up having a lot of issues, and then it ended up not working out, and I won't go into it, but my brother was having a lot of issues, and so there was a lot of different events that were going on that were heavy, as well as just the stress of Home and Away. And not that it's like the job is stressful, but when you kind of have to go to work, you know, like I was saying before, pretending to be in a mood, and you've got all this baggage, and like, you know, I'm grieving a relationship, I'm grieving my dad, I'm maybe have to jump on a plane to go see my brother, and like all these things, and then I'm on set with 100 fans watching as I'm doing a scene, in a breakup scene or a happy scene or whatever it is, and I'm like, this is a lot. And I struggled to process it because I also didn't really have my people with me. And so most of the time after I moved out with you, I was living in an apartment with one other roommate that we always had opposite schedules. And so it was a lot of time by myself, and it was lonely. It was hard. I was kind of questioning, like, what am I doing? Like, this is weird. And I was losing contact with a lot of my friends in Melbourne. And so that whole group, we kind of fell out, and it was a really, really hard stage in my life that, and I was having this weird dizzy thing. Do you remember that? I was like, I was getting super dizzy. I think it's just stress, dude.
Your body just, when you're going through, that is an enormous amount. Like what you just described to me then is just like incomprehensible. You just had all of these, like, oh, your dad passing away when you're not like secure and stable and set up in this new job where you're trying to make new friends and do it. And yeah,
I wasn't in my, like, I was going through a lot, and I think, you know, it kind of came across like, you know, I made friends on the show, but I also feel like when you're going through that and you come into work in this state of just like stress and exhaustion and grief, that, you know, people are polite, but you're not the funnest person to be around, you know. But look, you know, the makeup team were amazing. There were so many days where I was like a mess, you know, getting to work, and they were super supportive. But at the end of the day, I it's funny looking back at it, I don't know, and I still kind of don't. I still am like, yeah, it was a hard thing, but I'm like, well, I wasn't going through that much. It's funny, maybe it's myself, but when I tell people, or have told, you know, close family friends about that time, they're like, dude, that's a lot. And I'm like, nah, like, you know, I was like, you kind of not played it off consciously, but was always like, no, that's life. Everyone goes through stuff, you know, everyone's got things going on. But I just really struggled with that, with processing it, and I just felt alone. You know, just felt like no one. There was kind of no support. Not that I didn't have support, but it was a phone call away. It was in another state, you know, and it was, I don't know, it was hard. It was super messy time. And I think finishing, what got me through was kind of like I was talking about with the anxiety before, this kind of stubbornness of like, nah, fuck it. We can like bring it on, like do your worst. And you kind of get this tolerance of like, oh, well, I've gone through that. I can go through this. And now it's like, I don't think there's anything I could go through that would be harder than that. I mean, touch wood, I don't know. But you kind of build a confidence of like going through a hard time. It's like anything, you know, you do the hard thing and you realize you can do it. And then all of a sudden it's not as big as scary. And it's funny because at the time I didn't think it was big and scary. You know, I love my dad, but I could have had 100 more years with him and I wouldn't be ready for him to leave, you know. And same with, you know, with a partner, with someone that, you know, you're expecting to spend the rest of your life with, that ends, you know. And at the time I didn't want it to, you know. I was like, I really wanted this relationship. But now in hindsight, looking back, I'm like, okay, well that we were very different people. We went in different paths. I'll always miss my dad, but, you know, that's life. There's nothing you can do about that. And finishing the show was kind of like a cool, wow, like, you know, we've gone through this whole journey. And so I remember the last day, I remember saying like this, you know, this place has not just been a job for 3 years. It was like an incredibly difficult growth period of my life that I, you know, was trying to navigate, you know, and I think when you're working with people, they don't know that, you know, they don't know what you're going through. And I think, I don't know, some people might have thought I was weird because I would come to work and I wasn't really that chatty. You know, I was super quiet, and I'm like, got all this stuff on my mind. I'm like, I just got to do my job and get home. And I think, myself included, we can't help but judge people. You know, we're like, oh, that person's a bit weird. That person's a bit quiet. They're not as friendly or whatever. But you just don't know. Like, you got no idea what people are going through.
No, you don't. No.
Were you two friends at this stage?
Yeah,
because
when the year I started. And then you left, it was the end of that first year.
Yeah.
I wasn't even on air yet. I think I aired the April after. And then I was living somewhere else. And you weren't even in Sydney. So we didn't really see each other for years.
Yeah.
And we stayed in contact. And when you come to Sydney, we'd catch up and stuff.
And then traveling, we FaceTimed.
We FaceTime when we were traveling and stuff, yeah. But that's life, you know. I've got so many friends that, you know, my closest friends, I moved to Sydney, you know, I'd fly back and see them. But, you know, you go through these large periods of time where you're not seeing each other. It's crazy how, like, you know, you can meet people that have such a deep impact on your life at like the most randomest of times, you know, and you just don't know what something is gonna. I think the first time I met you, I was like, dude, this chick sucks, because you just like shunned me off. You were like,
No, I didn't.
Oh, what's she mean?
it was in the foyer at Channel 7, and you were like, you were like, hey, what's up? And like, you know, you went up the escalator, like you said hey, but you were like super dismissive, and I was like, oh, dude, this chick's, yeah, you were like, I'm Sam putting on a show. Now I know you. I'm like, oh, I've seen that. But at the time, I was like, oh, dude, this is gonna suck. Yeah.
Maybe that was thick in the COVID time.
It was.
I was going through a hard time.
It was
Fuck,
like
yeah,
it was the
yeah.
thick of that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would have had a chip on my shoulder being like, everyone hates me. Ugh.
Yeah, so you're going through your own stuff, like what you were saying
like
before.
we were saying,
about, you never know what people are
That's what I'm
going
saying.
through. Does Luke have a special nickname at your house?
Nah, he just gets called Luke. But Ted was really sad when he went to bed, and he's like, is Luke going to be here in the morning? And so Luke came in and gave him a cuddle, and was just like, see you, mate.
So
How cute.
Yeah.
But he likes when Luke comes over because he gets to watch Bluey. Because we're like, Mum wants to have a special gin and tonic.
Mum needs her special bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get to make coffees?
Yeah.
My boyfriend, well, he's overseas at the moment, living overseas at the moment. So I haven't had this for a while, but every morning he'd make me a coffee with, he'd do a dick and balls as artwork on the...
Nice.
But can you do, can you
I do a dick and balls?
No, what's your best picture that you can do?
I can do, there's like a swan. There's like a swan. There's this, that you kind of, I don't know, you shung it in a way that kind of gets like a swan neck and the head. I can do it on a good day.
Okay.
It's hard, but it doesn't change the taste of the coffee.
Yeah. And is shung a technical word? Did you learn that, or is that
shung
you just make
shung
that up?
is it is a technical word for like when you shung something. You kind of give it a.
I think words up.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure shung is a word. You know, when you shung something, it's not a word.
That's we make up lots of words here.
We do. No, I actually kind of really enjoy making coffees. Like it's a fun. You take pride in it. But it's deep. You know, there's competitions on latte art and stuff. Like, there's a whole world out there of coffee making things.
It's like our podcast. It's fun and deep. What we ask? Well, no, okay, well, maybe
I know what you're trying to do.
guys, that was a
I know what
shit
you're trying to
segue. It was
do.
probably
I
the
know what you're
shittest
trying to
segue. Do you want to take it away?
I don't know if you're the segue queen anymore.
I'm not. I've been demoted.
Well, usually to wrap this podcast up, we ask people what's something that's cracking them up right now.
That's fun. That's where I was going with the
I got fun and deep.
Oh.
And we went deep before, you know, so that's...
I totally got
my
where you're
joke
coming from.
explained.
Just didn't land.
quite land.
I got a good one. So I never really spent time with like babies in my life. So when I was younger, I babysit like my little cousins that were kind of like 4 or 5 onwards, maybe even older. But the last year and a bit, I've spent a lot of time. We've had a close family friend had a baby, and they've been over at the house all the time. And so I've kind of got to experience like, what do you, the baby? It's a baby. When it's first born, isn't that called something? No, I'm thinking of a fetus.
A shung.
A shung.
An infant.
Nah, what's a fetus is when it's inside and then it comes out. And I'm like, it's the same thing. It just, you know, looks a little.
A baby.
A baby?
Well, it's
What
like
are you
when
talking about?
You know when the baby first comes out and they're like real alien looking and weird?
Yeah, they're still called a baby.
Nah, dude. It's not a baby. It's not a baby. It's
Alien
like an
baby.
alien looking
They
thing.
do look like aliens.
But I'd never been around it, and so I was like, this is cool. Like I'm like, when does it talk? And they're like, you can't call it it. And I'm like, it's a thing. It's not a. So this baby girl, I've got to see her grow up, and she's a year and a half now, and it's sick. She does like baby things and wanders around, and like we get along. We've got like this kind of, she doesn't really talk yet, but we have this kind of understanding where if she wants to do something she's not allowed to do, she comes to me. It's sick. I've had so much enjoyment seeing this child experience the world. Like everything is amazing to them, and it's brought a lot of joy to me and everyone that's living in the house, like having this kind of young creature roaming around. It's like
This young alien.
this little alien thing. She looks like a she now. Before it was like questionable, but they're cute. Like your kids, you know. Like they're hilarious. What they find funny and the cackles and the little facial expressions, and they're like figuring everything out and how to use their hands. I'm loving it. Like, it's so
that's
much
cool.
fun.
That's fun.
But it's I don't know. I'm a long while off having kids, but it's making me want to go like, oh,
Yeah, you came over to ours and you're like, oh man, I could do it.
yeah, I could do it.
You could. You'd be so great. My
Yeah,
kids
one day.
love you.
I'd love to do it, but like it's a while off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a home and a job and stability
Yeah.
first.
Those things will come.
When your babies came out, did you think they looked like aliens?
Yeah,
Or
they
straight
do.
away.
They do.
Yeah,
Straight
I
away,
mean,
were you
Super
like,
weird.
oh, but I still find you cute, or
Oh
were you
my
like,
gosh.
oh, it's weird looking.
I love them so much, and they're the
That's not
most
what you said the other
adorable
day.
thing. But they do look like aliens. I was able.
Your kids are really cute.
Thanks. I'm really proud of that too. They do look really cute.
Yeah, I don't know where they got it from.
Yeah, where did they get those cute genes from?
Geordie, must be Geordie. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Bobby looks exactly like Geordie. And then I did think they look like aliens.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and you look back on photos, you can kind
It's
of
a
see
thing
them.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, they do. They look
Yeah,
weird
it's a
as.
thing. Yeah, because
And then the heads are like squashed. Like
Yeah.
Bobby's was really like squashed.
Since then, a couple of my mates have had kids as well, and I'm like, dude, that thing's ugly, and they're like, oh no, right?
I know.
Because everyone's like, oh, look at my baby, it's so cute, and you're like, it's not.
You're like,
dude.
oh, yeah.
But with Ted, we thought he was cute, and then we look back on photos going, we were showing
Yeah.
people.
No, that's what I
this.
mean. Like, yeah, when they come out, are you, because you're parents?
You know they look like aliens, but you still think they're cute, and you're still
Yeah.
going to send photos.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. That's a really good answer. No one's ever said that about what cracks them up the most. That's a really
It's just
full of
recently,
joy
it's
answer.
brought a lot of joy
wholesome.
to me and the family, and like, I don't know, seeing this thing laugh and carry on, and it's great. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's really cool.
That's awesome. Now you have to crack open a fortune cookie and read it out to us.
It's going to
That's how we
predict your
wrap it up.
future.
Oh damn, this is deep.
Yeah.
There's not very many because we had a lot for entree. We got hungry before.
You
We
eat
ate-
these?
Yeah.
We ate. We got very hungry before.
We ate so
before
many
you
of
came
them.
in, so
You're
we
supposed
ate.
to eat them? I didn't.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a fortune cookie.
Oh, I never eaten one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're popping a fortune cookie cherry as well.
Yeah,
That's
you are.
fun.
Wow.
So it's got
Well, this is
obviously a
hard.
note in
yeah,
it.
you can crack it.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
Oh, the suspense is killing me.
Is
Do I
it?
have? Okay,
Oh.
terrible line to read. Your business will assume vast.
Oh, no, it's a bad one, I can tell.
Your business will assume vast proportions.
Oh, maybe it's your gigs, your acting gigs. You're going to book heaps more acting gigs.
Is that what
and-
it means?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go with that.
Your business will assume vast.
Well,
okay.
your business is acting, and it's saying it's going to
Yeah.
Do
pop
vast.
off its head.
All right. Yeah, I'll say that. I'll take that. That would be. Yeah, that'd be very nice.
Wouldn't that be great?
That'd
It
be
was so
great.
good.
Yeah.
It's been so nice getting to know you and
Yeah.
learning about your essence and you know that question I asked you before
Yeah.
about not just like what you what
It's
what
funny.
you do, but like who you are. Am I actually making? Have I turned into an alien myself? Maybe I have. Do you want to wrap it up? You wrap it up, Sammy.
Luke, we have absolutely loved having you in.
been great.
You're such a special friend of mine. I love you, and thanks for taking the time to chat with us
No, of course, my
today.
pleasure.